And hello again, YouTube. I just missed the bus right there. I was trying to figure out which way to go to catch which bus because I'm not really used to the way they run around here. It's August 8th, 2022. It's a Monday. It's 6:32 p.m., which means I've got 28 minutes to make it to work. I'm probably more than a 28-minute walk away from work, which sucks because if I have my car, I'm less than a 10-minute drive away from work. Welcome to my fucking hell. So that was that bus that went that way. That was there's no bus that'll get me directly from this intersection to work. Let me start by explaining that. There is no bus that gets me from this intersection to my place of employment, which is about 1.25 miles away. I'm like, I either have to take a combination of 2 buses and some walking, or a lot of walking, or a bus and a lot of walking to get the 1.75 miles from this spot to work. And that fucking sucks. Trying to explain just how miserable it was trying to get to where I was on the 29. Now, granted, my last fuck up on the 29 was my own mistake of getting off a stop too early, and that's just due to me being unfamiliar with the route and the area, this area of town, and the fact that it's really hard for me to see outside of the buses, because they put these ads on the outside of the buses that make it really difficult to see where you are from inside the bus. I really wish those things were illegal. I really do, for multiple reasons. Not only because it's difficult for the person who is riding the bus to see outside the bus, and that's just, to me, that's just tragic. Like the purpose of the bus should be to serve the people that ride the bus and to provide the public transportation, and anything that impedes that, such as, like obstructing the view of the bus riders from seeing where they're at so they know where to get off, it's just something bad that should not be. But the other reason I kind of have an issue with it is basically, so it's advertising on the road. It's a giant billboard, right? To presumably advertising to the people that are driving, not the people that are riding the bus, but the people.
Damn it! Shut up!
She's having a rough day too. There's a lot of people on edge right now. A whole lot of people on edge right now, and the media wants to know. Why there's so many mass shootings going on, and I think if anybody's paying attention, it's pretty obvious, because it's just a lot of people on edge, because the world is a tough place to be right now for the common person, and most people are just, they're like Michael Douglas on Falling Down, or they're like Joker on the Joker. I saw a meme talking about how, like, the original Joker, how he was transformed into a supervillain by being dumped into some chemicals, but how the modern Joker, the one from the last big blockbuster movie 3 years ago, he was transformed into being a supervillain just by having to deal with living in society, just by being himself, just his life, and his life not so much different than mine. He had a woman that he kind of wished he could be with, but wasn't interested in him, and I mean, the guy was just, maybe watch the movie. Watch the movie, and I've said several times that to me that movie is just a reboot of Falling Down with Michael Douglas from the early 90s. And that movie, again, somebody just falling apart from just dealing with life and society and the struggles of life and society. And his vehicle broke down on the freeway. I do think Joker, he was stuck with dealing with public transportation and had to deal with the misery that is public transportation. One of the worst things about walking when you're not driving, and somebody posted this in Fuck Cars yesterday, and it really resonated with me. I'm not even sure what I said. I just did a one-sentence response to it and got hundreds upon hundreds of thumbs up on it. Yeah, it's just my little, like, yeah, this is what I feel about that in 2 sentences. And somehow, like, I'm saying things on Reddit that resonate with enough other people that I've got something like 30 or 40,000 karma now on Reddit. And it's not from the stuff I post. It's just from just little comments about, I see something and it resonates with me, and I wow, thanks for stopping, dude. And I just, I put my 2 cents in, and I think all I said is, anyway, they said something about how cars are sound insulated from the inside to protect the driver's hearing from having to hear all the noise that their vehicle puts out and then all the other noise of the road. Like, cars are sound insulated, right? But there's nothing to protect pedestrians from the people that aren't in the cars, from all the noise that the guys that are in the cars that are protected from the sounds their cars make from their sounds. Like, there's nothing protecting me from all this fucking noise on 75th Avenue. Nothing. Just 6 lanes and turn lanes, but 6 through lanes of strode of just noise. Oh, God. I'm just wondering at what point. Oh, here we have a tent. Awesome. So I'm wondering at what point do at what point, like, I've got a really good deal on an apartment and I have a lot of nice stuff, and I want to believe Priscilla's on her way out, that it's not gonna end up with us, like, punching at each other again, I hope. I never wanted that. I just want her to fucking leave. When someone tells you to get the fuck out of their home and that they don't want you there, what kind of fucking normal person disregards that and doesn't leave? I mean, I've been uninvited more than once. Just saying. Usually it doesn't take anything as dramatic as a punch to the face. Usually it's as simple as my friend saying, hey, I gotta get some sleep because I gotta work a graveyard shift tomorrow, and I'm like, oh yeah, my bad, get some rest, I gotta go. and I understand that it's not my home and I gotta go. I don't know why Priscilla can't fucking comprehend that. I'm gonna be late to work today, and I just don't even care anymore. I don't. I mean, I've just been kind of crunching the numbers in my head, and just how much of a bait and switch the job at Amazon was. How I was led to believe that it was a job where I would be a forklift. Like, I applied basically to be, like, it said it was to be a forklift operator. Like, that's what I applied for, and it took 4 months to finally get to where I was a forklift operator, and a lot of asking and begging, and from what I understand, most people never even make it to where I made it. So I wonder how many other people, accepted that job on the same recruiting site that I did, thinking, wow, it'd kind of be neat. I think train me to be a forklift operator. That sounds like something I might enjoy. And then, came in to find out that they were just carrying boxes around and unpacking boxes and loading boxes in trucks and unloading boxes from trucks and picking boxes up off the floor, off broken conveyors. I don't understand how Amazon finds it cheaper to just have people standing there next to the conveyors picking up the boxes that fall off of them instead of fixing the conveyors. It's a big part of why I hate with a passion working in fluid. And if I was assigned to a fluid and most of the time couldn't be like, no, I'm just, do not send me to fluid, I ain't working in fluid. If they didn't generally respect that, I would have quit by now. There's no way I would have lasted 6 hours or six. No, I've made it through more than 6 hours. There's no way in hell I would have lasted 6 months working in fluid. God, it's miserable. Which is, I know I have people I work with that actually have transferred over there and they love it over there. So, I mean, that's fine. I mean, if that's your thing, that's fine, And to be honest, I mean, I don't dislike being a line loader or dislike being a water spider. But that's not the job I signed up for on the recruiting website where I filled out my application. I signed on specifically to be a forklift operator. And I also signed on to work Sunday through Wednesday, graveyard shift, 10.5-hour shift, at $19.50 an hour. Well, full benefits. Well, come to find out, I'm not getting any medical insurance benefits. Now that's largely on me, and I'll take some of the blame for that. But basically, at a time when I was having difficulty dealing with getting my mail, what the hell? Look at this. You can tell that there was a bus shelter here, and apparently to stop homeless people from hanging out in the bus shelter, instead of having law enforcement, enforce laws, the city found the best solution was to just get rid of the bus shelter. That's fucked up. That's just not right. So those that would need to wait for a bus don't have a place to sit down or any shade when it's sunny and over 100 degrees outside. So because of people that are breaking the law, those that are trying to do the right thing have to suffer. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Okay, where was I? It's hard for me to think straight with all the noise of all these cars. And of course, the drivers of the cars, they have sound insulation to protect their ears from it. But for me as a pedestrian, I have to listen to this noise pollution in this city that is just built around people having cars, but doesn't provide people with said cars. It's a fucked up thing, and I hate it. I don't know. Part of me just wants to pack up all my essentials and just leave, and I hate to leave behind all my stuff, all my music and all my media that I've spent a lifetime collecting, and components that many of which I've painstakingly restored myself, others that I've actually paid to have restored. Still loving that new 8-track deck. I actually got to use it on Saturday night. That was one of the more positive parts of my Saturday night before Priscilla completely ruined it for me. But yeah, the karaoke hosts, Kimmy and her husband Tim, they said they went out thrifting a couple weeks before and saw 3 8-track tapes at the thrift store, and they said they thought of me, and they went ahead and grabbed it. And it's only $3, but like that somebody would actually think of me enough to spend $3 on me is huge. I mean, I keep hoping someday, I got it I've got it in my video descriptions that hey, if I'm just need a hand up, I want to help out. I've got a Cash App, and I've got a Cash App and a Venmo, and the links are there. But I don't think anybody's donated to that, and probably over 6 months. For what it's worth, the viewer, and it's not even somebody I don't know who it was. I don't remember who it was, but whoever that was, thank you if you're still watching. Yeah, they donated a pretty substantial amount, and that actually was the difference between me making it through that next week and not making it through that next week. So God, whoever you are, if you're still watching, thank you. But shit, tell you, just every day, somebody threw $3 in there, that would make a difference. It would. Let's check the time here. Come on, show me the time. It's 6:46. I have 14 minutes to make it to work. It's a pretty foregone conclusion I'm not going to make it to work in 14 minutes from here, and that's fine. I at the 99-cent only store, they didn't have any charging cables in stock. Oh, and when I asked the cashier about it, she told me that people come in and steal all of them and run out of the store. So I thought maybe it was a supply chain issue, but it's a shoplifting. So many homeless junkies in thieves in this part of town and in Phoenix in general issue. But yeah, she said when they get them in stock, the people come in and grab them all and run out of the store. So that's why they don't have any in stock. So that sucks. Speaking of thieves at the 99-cent only store, so while I was there, this guy came in. Well, I had been waiting in line quite some time. So I did get some pencils for my karaoke. I've been really short on karaoke pencils because about every show that I have, I would say about 30 to 50% of them get stolen every show. I mean, it's not like it's a lot of money, but it still sucks. Like, why y'all gotta steal my pencils and not ever tip me? Like, I got no tips at all last week, but I had about 7 pencils stolen. So am I really loved and appreciated at Bullock's? I don't know. I still keep it going. I think if I didn't have the Bullock show to look forward to every week, I probably would have just thrown myself in front of a moving bus or train by now. But anyway, so yeah, I got pencils. Damn, my bag is already ripping. These bags really aren't made for people who walk. They're just made to get the stuff to your car and then you drive it, home. They're not so good for people who walk. And I got some snacks. So most of the snacks I was able to get on my EBT card. I think I still have about $95 left on my EBT card. And I make too much money, to get food stamps anymore, which is a good problem. I'm not going to give up my income to get food stamps again, but it helps when I'm able to still use that for some food, as opposed to paying the heavily inflated prices for food in the break rooms at Amazon that for some reason they can't seem to keep. Cost of living raises should. I get it that your employer doesn't, control the rising cost of living, but my employer controls how much it costs for me to get food while I'm on my break. So, I mean, if the cost of a soda at the vending at work goes up 25%, that seems to me that they should. Are you listening, Jeff Bezos? That seems to me that there should be a 25% increase in everyone's paycheck to reflect the 25% increase in what it costs for me to get a soda at work. That seems like a fair gauge. And if that's not doable for the employer, that's fine. Then keep the soda the same price and take a loss on the soda. One or the other. Y'all can't have it both ways.